welcome Leigh-Ann Allaire Perrault with some interesting tips for us right now. If you are selling your home, you have to think about more than just, okay, I need to get good resale value on this room, maybe I should paint it. You actually have to think about people's senses when they come into your house. There are things that could be going on that you don't notice because you live in that space all the time.
And that's the thing, we get desensitized to the little squeaks and creaks and smells when we live in the home every single day. So I've made up checklists for each of the senses that I think is really important to consider. Because I really think that selling your home is like speed dating. When you think about it, when you're going out to buy, you hit a bunch of homes in one day, and then you kind of assess them. Which one looked the best? Which one smelled the best?
That's right.
It's like a potential suitor, right?
And people are making an emotional decision within like 30 seconds of jumping into your house. So if you've been like frying fish for the past week,
people that don't like fish,
they're walking in that house and they are smelling your fried fish.
That's right, exactly. That's exactly it. It's selling your home. You need to think of it as a sensory experience, and some of it we're not even conscious of, but that's why we've got checklists to make you conscious.
So let's start with sight. So you've got this checklist here. How does your home look? Are all the rooms clean, organized, and clutter-free?
So that's kind of a given, right? When you're going to sell your home. But here's my tip. When we were selling our home, this is a little dirty little secret. I've got another one coming up later. But always keep an empty bin close by, because inevitably you're going to get that phone call for a showing, and this is where dirty dishes, everything, dirty socks from the floor, you throw everything in it and you put it in the bottom of your closet. And if you notice, I just have a label that says seasonal. Nobody needs to know. No one's going to look. But this is just that last-minute catch-all, right? And it's not a clear bin. You want to get lots of opaque bins. Even if you have one of these in each room and you can stuff them in the closet, you deal with it after. Dirty underwear is in there. Dirty underwear with your dirty dishes. How's that
everything. Just throw it in the bin.
Just throw it all in.
You're literally living in your house like it's got to be ready for a magazine shoot.
You got it.
So everything has to go. The washcloth, everything. It's all natural and artificial lighting. Maximize interior and exterior.
Open blinds. Let the natural light in. And on that note, when you're cleaning, clean the windows, because people want to look out at the view. It's really important. But please, I have one request. Please, everyone, whether you're selling your home or not, streamline your bulbs. If you have a chandelier, keep the same bulb in the chandelier. Don't put multiple ones in there. And just can we make a consensus that we avoid these? There's so many great LEDs on the market now that aren't these curly cues, especially outside. Don't put these outside. They don't look great.
They're not cute unless they're going to be totally hidden. And have all personal items removed. So that's this.
So photos here. What you don't want is people going like, oh, look at that cute little baby. No, get rid of these. Let's put family photos away. We need people to envision themselves. See, but that's the problem. We want people to envision themselves in the space, not you and your family.
Okay, let's talk about smell now.
When it comes to smell, I think it's pretty safe to say that we want our home to smell great.
Yes.
But what we want to avoid is this, right? The artificial stink, because what ends up happening, you may love the scent of fresh, crisp apple cinnamon, but other people may not. But also, artificial scents and kind of give the feeling that maybe you're trying to mask something.
You're covering something up.
So no potpourri.
No.
Keep that away. No stinky
scented candles.
No, you know what? Get rid of the candles.
Okay.
Stick to clean scents. And the baking soda in the fridge is great. Things like Febreze, anything that's going to eliminate odor and just make things really crisp and clean. Think when you go to a high-end hotel, everything just smells clean
and fresh.
It doesn't smell like roses. It doesn't smell like cinnamon. It just smells like neutral.
Does it smell like this? Because this would make me happy.
Well, there's the good old trick of popping in some cookies in the oven before a showing, right, to make the home smell great, or putting on some coffee.
Oh, really?
I always say, if you're going to do that, make sure you have some for the guests coming to the showing, because there's nothing worse than going, it smells like cookies, and you're looking for them, and then Debbie Downer. That's when you start looking for the dirty underwear in the bins, looking for the cookies, right? Not good. So now when it comes to sound, this is one that I think we really get desensitized to. You're used to the squeaks in the floors.
Squeaks and creaks in the floors,
the door handle that squeaks. So a good old can of WD-40 for all your door hinges. But then there's great companies like Silent Floor Solutions that they actually can injection mold in your wood floors to get rid of that sound when you're going up, walking around your main floor,
I didn't know that existed.
So they do exist. So even older homes, those are the creaks, and we don't want to accentuate, hey, this is an old home. We want it to still have character, but not with all the sounds that it makes.
What about outdoor traffic, noisy neighbors, and all that stuff?
So if you naturally have neighbors that are throwing the pool party and in Speedos in the backyard, maybe you don't want to draw attention to that. Shut the windows and maybe put on some low lull music in that specific room. But think about about the style of music as well that you're going to pick, because you don't want like heavy metal that might not appeal to the potential buyer.
Okay, how about touch? Is the interior temperature comfortable? Are the floors thoroughly clean?
Right.
All the rooms free of hazardous or unstable elements? That's a big one.
That's a big one, and things like using some no-nails for shaky handrails and things like that. You might need to tighten them up a little bit more with a few hand tools, but just making sure, that railings aren't too wiggly. The floors are a big thing for me. Floors can look clean, but if you don't use the proper cleaners, they can leave a residue.
Yes.
And there's nothing more disgusting. I don't know if you've ever been to a showing where you take off your shoes, right?
And
you walk in and your feet stick to the floor.
Yeah.
Total turn off.
Yeah, total.
Not gonna date that house.
No way.
Not gonna happen.
Floors are a big deal. I agree.
They're a huge deal.
Yeah, they're very telling.
The sounds, the feel, all of it.
Okay.
For sure.
All right, now we're ready. Now that you've sold your home, it is time to move. So check out next Monday, CityLine, when Tamara Robbins-Griffith has tips to make the adjustment to your new home a little bit more painless. All right, let's go to break. We've got more coming up. Stay with us.